The two biggest trends in the world right now are digital intelligence and digital capital. You know, if you borrowed $1 million, you could make $500,000 a year with no work. At some point in 10 years, you got a $32 million company growing 20% a year. You can work 4,000 hours a year for 20 years running and still not make any progress if you're not sophisticated with regard to the way you construct your finances. If you have a company that's worth $2 million right now, the single most lucrative thing you could do is
coming from you, and this could be Bitcoin related or not, what is one of the biggest pieces of advice that you would give to this hypothetical person that's beginning their life that they can do to ensure success in the future?
Harness digital intelligence and harness digital capital. The two biggest trends in the world right now are digital intelligence and digital capital. Digital intelligence we call colloquially AI, right? But it means that you should focus on it, master it, figure out how to use it. Don't be afraid of it. I meet a lot of people. I meet a lot of people in their 20s, and they're like, "I'm working very hard. A bank analyst. I'm running spreadsheets. I'm doing this." I said, "Well, so are you using AI to do that?" They're like, "No." Okay. Why? At this point, any problem that I run into, I would go to one of a couple of AIs. I put it in deep research mode, and I would grind it, and then I would do that 20 times. And then I would look for ways to grind it against itself. And I find that it'll oftentimes do the work of 20 people that would take a month, that I can get the work done in 10 minutes. Maybe I can get 200 man years of work done in 3 hours. Wow. So I would be horrified and terrified if I wasn't using AI to do whatever I'm going to do. So if you're going to work, probably the most productive work you can do is figure out how to program an AI to do that work. It doesn't matter what it is, whether you're an artist or if I'm a podcaster, I'd be thinking, I wonder if I can take the podcast, feed it to AI, and spit out 100 different languages. And can I use the AI to market it? Can I use the AI to translate it? Can I use the AI to summarize it? Can I use the AI to sell it? Right? Can I use the AI to redistribute it on different distribution channels? And then I would be thinking, will the AI eat what I'm doing, et cetera. So I would be thinking very hard about that. And then on the digital capital side, I mean, it's simple. If I live in Canada or wherever, I figure out how to get a government sponsored or subsidized loan and buy Bitcoin with it. If you can borrow money I remember people used to make fun of me. It was like I said, mortgage your house and buy Bitcoin. The mortgages were 30 years and they cost 2.75% interest. And Bitcoin's returning 57% a year for the past 5 years. You could literally lock in, if you borrowed $1 million, you could make $500,000 a year with no work. If you did that silly thing. And so, and it's not even risky. It's like, there's like zero risk. And yet I still meet people, the conventional person, wants to figure out how to pay off their mortgage. Right. So paying off your mortgage is investing your money in a suppressed government credit instrument that pays 3 or 4%. Why would you invest in 3 or 4% if Bitcoin is returning 55% or more, right?
Let me break this down for my fellow Bitcoiners. In just 8 weeks, I've seen a serious shift. More strength, more energy, and fast muscle gains. The reason? FITSCRIPT. They ran 124 biomarkers, blood, hormones, inflammation, and built a fully custom plan, nutrition, training, supplements, no guesswork, no templates. This is functional medicine meets precision fitness for high-performing men who want sovereignty over their health. If you care about optimization the way you care about your money, Test, don't guess. Don't trust, verify. Hit the link in the description or scan the QR code on the screen to check out FITSCRIPT and see what's possible. You opted out of the broken financial system by adopting Bitcoin and taking self-custody of your money. But protecting your wealth is only part of the equation. Now it's time to protect your freedom. My family is stacking sats and stacking flags. A second passport is our hedge against government overreach and uncertainty. If you're a Bitcoiner looking for your exit strategy, our friends at Citizen X will help you secure second citizenship through investment or descent. Book your free call today by hitting the link in the show notes or simply scanning the QR code on the screen.
So I would figure out how to do that. I mean, personally, I would look for long-dated, inexpensive debt wherever I could find it. And then if you can't do that, then start a company and then sell equity in the company. And then as soon as you can, sell preferred equity or sell debt in the company or take the company public. So vocationally, whatever you're going to do, you gotta plug digital intelligence into it. And then if you want to make money, find a way to raise capital, find the cheapest cost of capital, the largest amount of capital, and convert it into Bitcoin. And if you're really good at it, then that becomes the business, right? Like Metaplanet, if those 10 people can create billions of dollars in a year, well, they could create 10 billions of dollars in a year. They could create 100 billion in a year. They could create they could create the first $1 trillion company in Japan. So do that, right? Right? If you can do that, right? Why wouldn't you do that, right? This decade that we're in right now, it's inevitable. The cars are going to drive themselves. The robots are going to do the work. Someone's going to launch a company that provides 1 million accountants worth of advice while only employing 2 accountants, right? You're going to unleash these things that do 1 million times as much work, as 1 million times faster, 1 million times smarter. And so before you pay someone to do the work for you, see if the AI will do the work. And then while you're at it, see if you can create a revolutionary new product or service with the AI. And if you got a conventional product or service, figure out how to use the AI to make it better, or smarter, or faster, or stronger. But don't lose focus to the idea that if you have a company that's worth $2 million right now, the single most lucrative thing you could do is sell half the company for $2 million. And own 50% of a company worth $4 million and invest the $2 million in Bitcoin, which will grow 60% a year. And in 10 years, you can retire from the other company, right? Mm-hmm. $2 million growing 60% a year, it doubles 5 times. You've got 2, 4, 8, 16. At some point in 10 years, you've got a $32 million company growing 20% a year. Mm-hmm. And you're not working. And, or you can work yourself to death for the next decade and you're not going to be making, $8 million a year doing an hour of work a month. So I think I see a lot of people that work very hard, but trust me, I've worked very hard my entire life. You can work 4,000 hours a year for 20 years running and still not make any progress if you're not sophisticated with regard to the way you construct your finances or your balance sheet. So make the capital work for you.
Hey, you. Yes, you watching the Bitcoin price movements and the latest exciting news. It's awesome to stay informed, but the real power of Bitcoin comes from taking control. Don't just watch, take action. Head over to btcsessions.ca/learn for free step-by-step tutorials that guide you through every major skill you need to know, plus full video playlists for deeper dives on any topic you like. And if you're ready for the ultimate fast track, scroll to the bottom and check out bitcoinmentor.io for premium one-on-one experience with my team of Bitcoin experts to ensure you get it right the first time. Don't wait. Secure your Bitcoin future today. Hit the link in the show notes or scan the QR code on the screen.